All right, this is Africa Beat, and I'm your host, Tunde Okorodudu, and Tayo Oyekan, your co-host, is here, and we are ready to go. It's been a very sad 1 month in the life of the people of this world. All what's been happening is touched all of us on both sides. Nobody wins when there's disaster. We again continue to send our condolences to the families of the deceased, those who lost their lives and those who are missing at the World Trade Center and, Pentagon. We really feel sorry for their family and we are going to question why 4,000 Jews were not at work. What's going on? Well, you know something we don't know, huh? And you kept it to yourself. Now you have a couple of stories. We have some stories to share with you about reactions in the African world. One thing we're hearing here is about, everything is cool, we're going to bomb anthrax here and there, but the reaction of the Muslims all over the world, are they letting us know that? Because they say it's not a war against Muslims.
Well, that's what they said, but they're bombing right now. I think they're still bombing, and they halted a little bit yesterday
the administration
because of the Friday Muslim Day. And gave the Taliban the second chance.
Where? That itself is a contradiction. If it was not a Muslim thing, why do you consider a Muslim prayer day?
Well, because they think there's a sensitivity around that.
Wait. Taliban are supposed to be extremists, not even Muslims.
They are terrorists, according to them.
According to the Bush administration. Right. Okay. If they are terrorists, why do you have to halt a war for people to go pray?
Well, like I say, the sensitivity around, this is double talk,
Double standard.
Double standard. But so this is what's going on in Africa and reactions, especially in the continent. Thousands of Muslims in Kenya, the capital of Kenya is Nairobi, have defied the police ban and protested against the American-led attack against Afghanistan. Demonstrators came out into the streets after the Friday prayers, carrying pictures of Osama bin Laden, the main suspect behind last month's attack on New York and Washington. Banners criticizing the United States, Britain, and Israel were held aloft, and there were chants such as "Down, Down, USA," and "Allah Akbar, God is great." The protest along Kenyatta Avenue and other major roads was reported to be generally peaceful. This is in Kenya now. There was also a protest in the Kenya coastal city in Mombasa.
Mombasa is the United States military base area, right?
Mombasa has a United States naval base area.
Wow, this is, the reactions continue to pour. In fact, this is Muslims in Kenya.
Right.
But in South Africa, the Secretary General of the Council of Churches of South Africa, Keith Benjamin, said that the United States-led bombing campaign in Afghanistan is increasing Osama bin Laden's popularity. He told the news media that there was a real danger that President Bush's campaign against terrorism could turn the Saudi dissident into a martyr. Mr. Benjamin was among Christian leaders, trade unionists, and Muslims who marched through Cape Town this week to protest against the American bombing of Afghanistan. Thousands of people took part in the march, which he helped to organize. Benjamin is a Christian.
He's a Christian.
He helped organize with the Muslims.
So it's not about Muslims.
So it's not about Muslim, Christian. So is it about racism? Is this why they can relate to it more? You remember, they are South Africans.
South Africans.
They noticed when United States and Israel walked out.
And British.
Britain stayed.
Okay, I'm talking.
They walked out of the World Conference on Racism. Aftermath of that conference is what we are beginning to see. But you go ahead with your other story.
As you know, in Nigeria has 120 million Africans. That's the largest populated country in Africa. Yesterday, over 500,000 people. That's over 500,000 people was on the streets yesterday in Kano, staging an anti-American demonstration, burning American flags of the United States, Britain, and effigies of President Bush and portraits of the Nigerian foreign minister,
who is also a Muslim,
who is also Alhaji Sule Lamido, who is on the government side, of course. He's the Minister for External Affairs of the government, who now voices the government's position. Against the people. The demonstration, which started as a peaceful one, however, degenerated into an uncontrollable violence. As at the time of the writing of this report that I'm reading to you guys, 3 vehicles, including a police van convoy, some of the anti-riot police deployed to quell the disturbance, had been set ablaze by some section of the demonstrators, and is still burning as we speak. Many people were also seen closing shops and markets, apparently to return home.
But already, the latest breaking news before we got here is that 25 Muslims have been killed
by anti-riot police
of the government. Now, is it because what we're seeing here, Tayo, is that each country, the government is with the United States. The people are against the United States. So, who does those government work for? The United States government or their citizens?
Now, if you read into Bin Laden's message, that is one of the things he said. And that is why it's getting an impact. And that is why yesterday or the day before yesterday, the United States government is saying we must stop broadcasting Bin Laden's messages because it's coded and stuff like that. That's one of the things he said.
Oh, by the way, Obasanjo, your president, has claimed the largest number of victims in this incident already.
That is amazing.
Amazing. Pakistan, who got almost $7 to $10 billion, debt relief, hasn't killed his own people. Your president, Nigerian president, have killed 25 of his citizens because they're demonstrating against the bombing.
That's a shame.
That shows how much effective he is a tool of this
supposed to protect your own citizens.
I mean, they can have peaceful demonstration, but you don't kill your citizens because there's voicing out opinion. That's their opinion. The citizens have. Is it not a democracy in Nigeria?
It is a democracy in Nigeria. Well, the next election, we shall see what will happen to it.
Well, I think. But
let me finish it. These are very important issue that was raised by the demonstrators in Nigeria. The demonstrators were also chanting, "We will answer your call, Osama. We will answer your call." Accuse the Jews of masterminding the September 11th attack on the U.S. The question is, they say, how come 4,000 Jews working in the World Trade Center did not show up for work on the day of the bombing?
How come?
The query.
Good question. How come 4,000 Jews? There are more Jews in the World Trade Center working there than any other nationalities because New York is their city.
This is
Wall Street.
You're right.
So how come they didn't show up?
This is what the Nigerian demonstrators are saying. So how come 4,000 Jews did not show up? They also ask, it is surprising that the bulk of the community sold their stock, the bulk of the Jewish community sold their stocks before the attack. And while Israel Prime Minister Ariel Sharon canceled his visit to the United States for September 10th, he had a visit a day before the bombing, which was just a day before the bombing. They said for security reasons.
What security?
So people are
the US
asking,
cannot provide this security?
And also elsewhere around the world, angry Muslims took on the streets on the first Friday prayer since Bush launched this military raid on Afghanistan. I mean, there's a lot of questions.
I just wanted to add to that story right there. It said there's a sheikh in Nigeria. It's called Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zaki, who condemned the attack. But here's what he said. He said the U.S. knew more than anyone else. The United States Bush administration knew more than anyone else that the attack on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were perpetrated by the Israeli Mossad.
The Mossad.
The Israeli Mossad are the Israeli intelligence, the Israeli CIA. So, and not Bin Laden, they said. In order to pave way for both the U.S. and Israel to form what they had long been planning, which is Greater Israel, which will be made the headquarters of the world Jews. Now, listen to this. This is another aspect we need to know. Their intention is to rally around the whole of the Muslim area, including Mecca and Medina, which is Muslim two holiest city in the world, to become part of the Jewish state. Now, how does that correlate? Under the fight of Saddam Hussein, United States went to Saudi Arabia.
And they have their military base there. They occupied it.
10 years ago, Saddam Hussein is no longer there. Why are they still there?
Those are the plans. And
those are questions you should ask.
You know what? The thing about it is that the king or the kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the kings are beginning to feel the impact of their people. And now,
I think their days are numbered.
You see, the problem is they are there illegitimately. They're kingdom, you know. I mean, Great Britain has a kingdom. You have the queen, but you still have a prime minister.
Yeah, elected government. But they don't have one.
All these Arab nations don't have an elected government.
Isn't that ironically a contradiction also? Double standard. We support kings and queens. Hey, nothing wrong. Look, I'm a king myself. King Tunde Okorodudu. But I'm a democratic king. You know, if you vote me out, I'll say bye-bye. The United States Bush administration is now supporting the ex-king of Afghanistan to be reinstalled. Now, how can you... Is that the only person who can lead Afghanistan? A king again? Well, we're a Democrat. We're a democracy here. How do we then support kings?
Well, the thing about
monarchies.
The thing about it is, the hypocritical aspect of things. I don't know whether, you know...
The American people don't. I think the black people do know, because we have been victims of this. So, but I think the
general
society, their work, they pay their taxes. But have you ever questioned the Bush family about what you're doing with your money? They're freezing accounts and, you know, stock market that they want 20 billion, they get 40 billion. Who are the people involved in the defense industry? Who are going to supply all the ammunition? Who is going to benefit from all the contracts? You need to know all that. War is okay, we want the revenge. But what is the purpose of this war? To make weapons so that some people can get rich?
And how long is this war going to go?
I mean, these
are serious issues.
Serious issues.
I mean, I understand when the thing first hit, everybody, you know, even me,
we sympathize. I mean,
I was like,
angry.
Wow,
I mean,
you know, how can somebody do this? But as the dust starts settling, and we start getting more and more information as to how this thing happened
from other sources,
not CNN
and ABC and stuff.
When we start giving,
it's a one-sided story.
You know, when you start tuning into the world out there, and you start sifting out the information, and you start finding out, start saying, you have to start thinking.
You got to think. I know we want to be patriotic. You know something? Look, this is the greatest country in the world. There's no doubt about it. But when our government representative make mistake, we must hold them accountable to it and make our innocent citizens who work and pay their taxes not to become victim of their own perpetration.
That is true.
They knew. The Israeli Prime Minister Council is visited the day before them that day. 4,000 Jews did not show up at work. The list of Jews that died in the Trade Center are less than 200. I mean, there are more than that in the world.
4,000, I think it was like 40.
No, but 200, let's do. I mean, Nigerians, distant people from all the way from Africa, we lost 94.
They know something.
So you knew
they know something.
That somebody's going to come and kill my own brothers. He did not tell us. You guys kept yourself away. So they're sharing information among themselves on behalf of all of us. And we give them $5 billion as a welfare state, the state of Israel, every year. What's your take on it? We're expecting calls on this. This is an issue we need to talk about. My taxes, your taxes, goes to the state of Israel. Yet, they oppress the Palestinians.
I think we have
They kill them. Nobody knows what's going on. The little kids throwing stones are being gunned down. United States didn't say nothing. I think that's the double standard right there.
I think they said that one of the bomb hit. I start seeing kids and
they're killing kids in Afghanistan now. Well, I don't know. They promised us. The president promised that this is strictly to smoke out the terrorists. The terrorists are not being smoked out. We've not seen any Taliban being killed, but we've seen babies in the hospital maimed and destroyed. Now, I don't know. Maybe the caller knows what's going on. Caller, how you doing? Hello.
Yeah, you guys are a disgrace.
Thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sitting up there repeating that madness about 4,000 Jews didn't show up at the World Trade Center. You don't have any proof of that, period. It's the same old slander, just like the protocols of the elders of Zion. That's number one. Number two, about all these protest demonstrations. Now, you men are Africans. How many of you were in the street when bin Laden's people killed hundreds of Africans in Dar es Salaam and Nairobi and wounded thousands of others? I'm talking, brother.
The Nairobi people, wait, before I lose thought, in Nairobi itself, they are the largest demonstration there saying they still don't want United States attack. They're the victims. Black people died before anybody else in this whole thing. We sympathize with their family. But we're not talking about all that. What is the cost? Nobody's going to come and bomb us if we don't do something to them. Find out the cost first. Go ahead.
I don't see you running to Saudi Arabia to put on this radio show.
Yeah?
Matter of fact, the Iraqis and the Afghanis today, for the last few months, they've been trying to get into Australia. Just last week, a boatload of 187 of them was stopped by the Australian Navy and turned back. You know what they did? They jumped into the sea. They threw their children into the sea. Why? To try and blackmail the Australians.
So you want me to believe that story now? But you don't believe my story. You don't believe my story, but you want me to believe that story. I didn't read that anyway, but I believe you. That's possible. But we are researching other stories too.
Where's the Green Crescent? Where's the Green Crescent in all this? Nowhere to be seen. The United States, yes, the Green Crescent. Don't look stupid. You know what the Green Crescent is.
Box?
It's the Islamic counterpart to the Red Cross. Where are they in all of this?
Where's the black
Nowhere
box?
to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Every person in the world, nobody is trying to take refuge in Egypt or Morocco or Algeria. Nowhere. Nobody's trying to take refuge in Saudi Arabia. You guys aren't in Saudi Arabia. You guys aren't in Afghanistan. You're in Oakland, California. You're against everything except your right to run your silly
I'm going to speak out my mind. We have a freedom of speech, and I'm a journalist. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm not going to just follow what CNN say. I have to do my own research.
Brother,
That's
you
what
got to
the
do your own
internet
research.
is about, not just what CNN and ABC says.
You can't just be following a line.
I'm not going to
You
follow
must
what they
have-
say. I'm
You must
neither
have
nor.
the other side. The world is bigger than the
It's
United
bigger
States.
than the United States.
What are you talking about?
Good. Next caller, please. How you doing?
How brothers doing?
Go ahead.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Look,
Okay, caller, you have to speak up. And
Speak up a little bit.
okay, well, I apologize for all that ignorance just had to endure. Because, you know, that's what happens. A lot of folks, they just ignorant. And the brother probably ain't never been nowhere in his life. That's why he's talking like that.
He been to Australia. He was seeing people jumping up the sea.
Well, he needs to go over there and see, go to Australia and see. If he's a brother, go on over there and see how they'll treat. They gonna
The
treat
Aborigines.
just like they treat Aborigine people.
Yes.
Thank
And,
you.
and they're going to let you know where you stand, brother. So go on over there to Australia. You talking all that nonsense. And then, first of all, Tunde, I don't like the way he said, y'all Africans.
Where he don't know where he come from.
Right, he said it in a disparaging way. Hey, I'm proud.
I'm proud to be an African.
that
Very
these
proud.
brothers from Africa is able to sit there on TV in Oakland.
Yes.
Thank
You know what I'm
you.
saying, brother? 'Cause
Thank African Chuck Johnson.
the problem
Stronger
with people
African
like him
media
is
man.
Yes.
he's just one of those Negroes
Yeah.
that the white folks done raised in a laboratory.
In
So
the
for
Creole
400
Negro.
years, they done used and abused him. And it's like a brother told me the other day. Look, it's sad. I sympathize with people. I'm from New York City. I sympathize with those people who lost their lives. But let me tell you one thing. We all know there's a root sauce to why these people did that.
There's
And
a root
second of
cause.
all, and the white folks and you know,
They're
it's
not
like I
telling
tell
us.
people, you all supporting over bombing innocent children and women in Afghanistan. Well, you just supporting white supremacy. Because you hear Tony Blair's speeches, they sound like they were made 100 years ago.
Uh-huh.
This man is tripping. He must have went back in a time zone. I don't know what his problem is.
I'm telling
but
you.
once again, white is right, and if you got some color in you, you're wrong. Now, let me tell you one thing a brother told me 2 weeks ago about the thing in New York. And it's a weird way to say things, but this is the way the brother said it to me. He said, you know what? He said, it's sad. because black people in America been taking it on the chin for 400 years, and we ain't never struck a blow to harm them the way the people did 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, I'm not saying I support what they did, but it just shows you the suffering that black people have endured, and we just continue to accept it. Well, you know what? It's time for us to stop accepting that. And a bunch, all you Negroes out there, y'all better learn something, because you're supporting the white man when he wants to racially profile Arabs and Muslims, and you say, yeah, do that to them because you're taking the pressure off us. But guess what? In 2 weeks, they're going to have their foot right back on your necks again, and they're going to be racially profiling you just like they've been doing for 400 years. So deal with that. We got more problems to deal with than terrorism. I'm worried about the white terrorists that terrorized Africans in this country for 400 years, and a bunch of you Negroes don't say a damn thing about it.
No.
Please.
No, I mean...
Peace to you. When we talk about terrorists, how about the KKK? Aren't they terrorizing black people? Those are terrorists too. Mm-hmm. How about Timothy McVeigh? He killed over 200 people.
200, 600 people, and a lot of them were black people.
A lot of them were black people.
Children, babies.
How come we don't go around killing and labeling all white people as terrorists? It's a racial thing.
Issue.
Brothers and sisters, don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled.
Listen, the only people who saw the proofs are white nations.
Nobody else.
Nobody else sees this proof.
They know what's going on. We don't know.
Give us the proof that Bin Laden did it.
It's
Nobody did.
classified.
Okay, it's classified. But Tony Blair knows, saw the proof. The president of France knows the proof. Mm-hmm. Belgium. All white people know the truth. The European.
WASP. The white.
Anybody who's not white, it's classified to us.
To us.
And I pay taxes, and I don't see no proof.
Follow them. Go fight.
Come on, man. Use your head.
Son. I don't want my son to fight on this war. He's a U.S.
How come
citizen.
anytime the Bush family comes into power, we have to be fighting a war?
Them.
How come we have to be bringing our own kids to go die for the Bush family every time?
We got to call Tayo. I know this is hard. This is serious. Go ahead.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. First of all, the military, it's a volunteer military right now, so no one is being drafted.
Very soon you'll be drafted.
Not me. Not either.
How old are you?
I would like to say the second caller was right. See, you guys said that who owns stock in military? Me and my brother, we own stock in military. See, we know how the capitalism works here in the United States. And black people do not invest. They do not try to better themselves. How many black people kill black people? That's what I would like to know. More than the Ku Klux Klan. See, what you guys got it all wrong. Bin Laden has the sense enough to finance his terrorism, to invest his money in the Western states, which he hates the Western style living, but he knows he has at least enough sense to know that he's going to make some returns. And this is why they're, freeing his, locking his money up as much as they can. I don't think they're going to be able to do it all, but...
Do you really think Bin Laden is that stupid to leave his money here? Come on now. Come on, they're just using that opportunity to freeze anybody that look like Bin Laden's account.
Well,
that's looting spree.
Evidently, the money trail has led to somebody that is close to Bin Laden, and he has money.
If they can trail all that money in 1 month, how come they didn't trail all that plan to kill almost
6,000 people?
Come on.
How come your FBI or your SCIA?
Sophisticated and
come on.
And one other.
They can track all that money in a week.
But they can arrest. They can arrest all in 2 days. They arrest 300 and something.
But they're not going to get all the money. But the bottom line is, like the caller said, for some reason, everyone is trying to come to the United States because they know it's freedom here. You have the freedom to go to school here, the freedom of speech,
that is true.
The freedom to make that money, the freedom to open up a business.
The issue,
that is true.
The issue is not against the United States. American people are very loving, kind people. They work, they pay their taxes and give $5 billion to the Jewish people to bomb the Trade Center.
$4 billion goes to Egypt. Check it out. $4 billion goes to Egypt. America will pay. You're right. America
will pay. This is a Bush administration. When Clinton was there, I'm a Democrat. Yeah. I believe in the Clinton administration. He created jobs. People were working.
Right.
Even foreign country people got the opportunity. They made a lot of money. You might say people come here, but a lot of money comes from foreign countries here. Saudi Arabian investment here is in billions. European countries here in billions. African
Asia.
countries, the best crude oil in the world, come from Nigeria. Shell and Chevron is in billions. Come here. So you just think that I don't deserve to come and learn about my oil money? They are in my country too. Europeans are.
Why you think everybody come here? They're not in Africa.
They're in Africa too. It's vice versa.
They're in South Africa.
They refuse to leave.
They don't want to leave.
Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Break.
We're gonna go on break.
We'll be right back.
This is hot. Stay tuned.
I just thank you. I thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'm just overwhelmed, really.
God has been good to me. And my doubts, they have been few.
The African Women Charity Organization invites you. When they say Africans, so don't get it mixed up with some Africans with dashiki and jumping and swinging on trees in the jungle of Africa. We are all African people. Don't be confused. Some black people are confused of who they are. I ain't no African, I am American. The American then deny Europe.
The white man knows where he brought you from.
Who's running around for
knows.
Bush now? Is he not the British Prime Minister running around like the foreign minister? Because, that's his own brother. But when we say we're brothers, I'm American. Why do you come here? Hell yeah, I can come here because the white man is in my country too.
That's right.
Making money than what I make here. I don't make money here. He making money drilling my oil. And I'm coming to see how he's spending the money on my people here. That's my job. Okay? If they say leave, I'll leave. Trust me. I got somewhere to go. And you're welcome to, brothers and sisters. Those of you are lost. Your land is there. Since they can't give you 40 acres here, you got 100 acres there. More than 40. Your own. That you left behind. Come and get that one. Now let's talk about sisters. Our sisters, when I say African sisters, I don't mean Africans in Buba and Dashiki. Sisters from here are more knowledgeable than some brothers who talking rubbish on TV. You don't even know. Go read your books. Go to the internet. Research. That's what the internet is for, not just to tune on to CNN, caption news and brainwashing you, telling you what to do. Listen to this. The sisters are meeting. Go to their meeting. Listen to their ideas. Speakers are going to be there. These are all women who want to mobilize, form sisterhood, organize. Sisters from Eritrea, Ethiopia, they're speaking there today. Right here, East Oakland Youth Development Center, 82nd Avenue on International Boulevard. They're on right now from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Women, go out there and form solidarity. Your children might be sent to war. That brother said they ain't drafting nobody. Oh, you better believe it. Hey, when the war starts, you're going to be drafted. You might be too old, but the young ones are what I'm fighting for. They don't know what we're fighting about. Why should they go to fight for what they don't know? I'm talking about that. My son is 19 years old, an American citizen, an American mother. I have to speak out for him too. I owe him that obligation. If you don't owe your son, that's your problem. Maybe you're not even taking yours. I take care of mine. St. John's the Baptist Church is having the Yam Festival. Wow, you need free food, African food, tomorrow, Sunday. Visit St. John's Church. It's on 11150 San Pablo Avenue in El Cerrito. 11,150 San Pablo Avenue, El Cerrito. Go there, enjoy the festival. They're going to have cultural dance, music, food, reception, exciting cultural issues, auction, prize winning, everything. And guess what? It's free. It's not bring your own bottle. Don't bring anything. Just bring your soul and your love. You're welcome there. Again, this is sponsored by the Nigerian Yam Festival Committee members of St. John's Catholic Church. You are invited. I'm going to go, have some fun, eat some African fufu. Tayo, let's go back to this report here. You know, the Drudge Report. Have you ever heard about the Drudge Report before? This is some tough white guys here who they just report what is going on, not patriotism or this thing. This is just what they said. They said Osama bin Laden and his group have announced a reward of $50,000 for the capture of any American soldier that land in Afghanistan. They said they also will pay $1,500 for a capture of American gun. And they'll pay the same amount for if you capture an American uniform. I don't think you're going to capture those guys in the air. They got far in the air, dropping them smart bombs. But those bombs are not as smart because they're beginning to kill some innocent babies now. So we need to be cautious. If you want to bomb the Taliban, bomb the Taliban. But please, President Bush, you promise innocent people. Don't kill innocent people. If not, it's going to spark up into something else. Nigeria has give out the largest victims.
500,000. That is amazing. I never
500,000 people.
Over 500,000 people march. This has never happened before.
It's never happened.
You know, so the Bush administration. Look, you got to be very, very careful what you do. We live in a world that's very, very dangerous. What happened in in New York? There's always a cause and effect. We have to really sit down and find out what's the cause of these things. That's the only way that we can have long-lasting peace. I am for peace.
I am for peace too.
An eye for an eye makes everybody blind. Okay, you go get the Taliban. The Taliban don't have nothing anyway.
they
live in caves. You see, like donkeys and stuff. Now, that's not going to take care of over 6,000 people that died in New York. Innocent citizens that died in New York. We need to know what the root cause of all of this is.
And they said is the issue of the Palestinians.
And Israel.
Israel and Palestine. The United Nations passed laws. But let's take this phone call first. Caller, how you doing? Go ahead. Hello, go ahead.
Caller.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing, sir?
Very good. You guys are very, very great. Thanks very much for the show. Very nice show. I'm from Palestine, and I have a few suggestions. First of all, in Holy Quran, if you go through Holy Quran, if you go through the Bible and Torah both, they're all same root. Holy Quran says one hand is sword, one hand is Holy Quran. One hand is sword, gone, one hand is gone, one hand is Bible. You can't say eye for eye or something makes it blonde. We wait for 55 years. Somebody gave us hand. But look at America and all European countries. How much they help Jewish people. I'm talking about the most of Jewish people, not all of the Jewish people. That's what
You're talking about Zionism. Zionists.
Zionism is a very
yes.
But I'm talking about
not the innocent Jewish people.
Most Holy Quran says most of the Jewish people are very stupid.
Sweet people, kind.
You gotta watch them very carefully.
Yes.
They kill a lot of prophets, and they're not gonna keep their promise. You have to fight. That's what we have in Holy Quran. We have a jihad. You have a jihad means you have to stand up for your rights.
Your rights.
Fight them. You have to fight with Mr. Bush. Mr. Bush is not the guy you're begging. Mr. Bush, if he's have a bomb, if he has a gun, you have to have a conflict with Bush himself. Bush or Clinton or any of them, they have been chosen to support some 600 company in America all around the world. They are not going to look at Al Gore. He chooses his vice president as a Jew. Means if Al Gore die for somehow and assassinate, is a Jew. He's going to Jew runs the presidency in the United States. They're going to support Israel against Palestinians. Look at after 1 month, what they didn't learn a lesson. They're still killing my people.
They're still killing. They're still shooting kids.
Doing it. We cannot talk with the imperialism.
And the United Nations is not doing anything about it.
We cannot talk with them with love. You have to fight. Holy Quran says. Holy Quran said Ayatollah Khomeini was interpret Quran. He said Israel has to be destroyed. This takes the time, no matter when, what. Not the Jewish people. Israel has to be destroyed.
Well, I really wish nobody is destroyed. You know, we can live in peace. Like President Arafat said, give us our Palestinian state. You can have, and he recognized the state of Israel. The man says, I recognize that there's existence of the state of Israel. How come we can then recognize the state of the Palestine? That's fair enough.
The state of Israel has to be destroyed.
No, I don't agree with you on that.
Not the Jewish people. Jewish people, Holy Quran says that. They cannot give up the Holy Quran. Holy Quran says they have to go under Islam rule. Christian, Jew, everything has to go. This is a very, very serious chapter in Holy Quran. Many serious chapters. Who read it? Please read it. Tell the people. They're just coming to talk about the love of Holy Quran. Holy Quran is not only love, it's love with the gun. Love with Muhammad sallallahu came with the love and the sword.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much, my brother. You know, we appreciate your call, but we are running out of time. But your point is well taken. The only thing I don't agree with is that I don't believe that the state of Israel should be destroyed. I mean, they are world people. They should live side by side. But at the same time, they also should recognize the existence of the Palestinian people.
That's true.
They are our own brothers too. We are all human brothers and sisters. All human beings. Even the white man, the white lady, they are our sisters and brothers after they come from us. But, you know, what's wrong with the evil ones among them? You know, those are the ones we're fighting. We're not fighting everybody. I mean, I love Clinton. I love him. He's a white man. He ruled this country and he extended his love to all black people, to all races. He brought everybody in and we felt being one for a while. 8 years is gone now. We're back to square one, from bush to bush. So, I mean, and now immediately he came to office, he started freezing accounts and laying people off work, and people are losing their job. War, and they're going to send our kids to war soon. If you can't, you go to college and you can't get financial aid if you're male, if you don't register for the selective service. My son have to do that. I'm concerned. These are the things we're talking about. So we are running out of time. But
and we have, you know, another thing is that we just, you know, this is just for our brothers and sisters. We have to define what terrorism is. You know, really, it's not like every Arab you see is considered. You know,
did you hear what happened this morning?
They killed two Arabs recently. One in Sacramento, out of racial. You know, it's. I mean, let's use our.
I mean,
head.
a plane diverted and stopped traveling because they said there was one-way ticket by two Arab-looking people.
That's
ridiculous and discriminatory.
It's not only that. There was one United airline. The pilot came and looked and looked and he saw one Arab-looking guy, and he said, "I'm not going to fly this plane until this guy gets down."
Can you imagine?
I mean, this is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. I mean, we didn't do that when Timothy McVeigh bombed.
We didn't say all white people are terrorists, and we start killing white people. One of my friends died in Timothy McVeigh in Oklahoma. I didn't hate all white people because of that. I mean, this is a racial thing.
It's a racism.
You know?
This is racism.
It's racism. Period.
Racism.
How come the KKK can terrorize black people all the time?
Terrorists.
And they even run for office.
Yeah.
KKK is the biggest terrorist to black people in this country.
Let's take a phone call right quick. Caller, you on the air. Go ahead, right quick.
Hello, how are you, gentlemen?
Thank you very much.
Okay, I have a question, and I'm going to say my question, then maybe you can explain to me what's going on. On CNN, I saw where in Cape South Africa, they were protesting against the United States.
Yes.
I don't understand that, because why would they do that?
Why would they do it in Africa?
Yeah, why? I mean, why would...
They're Muslims. The Muslims are protesting. Muslims, they look at this war as not a war.
Are they African people?
Yeah.
Yeah, the African
a lot
people,
of Muslims are Africans.
We have 40 million Muslims in Nigeria alone.
Oh, they have that many in Africa then.
In Nigeria alone, 40 million. In Kenya, about 10 million. In South Africa, about 7 million. Muslim is a very big religion.
It's a big religion, believe me. I mean, as a matter of fact, it's the largest religion in the world.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, as long as they do their thing, they don't. But look, I stayed in Africa for 22 years before I came here. A Muslim had never bothered me. They came, when they have their salah, they bring the ram, they give me some meat I eat. Christmas time, I was born into Christian family. We cook our chicken and rice, we share it. We live together in harmony. We don't feel it's your religion. You want to do your thing, do your thing. You know, but why is it that now we are discriminating against Muslims?
Well, you know, in the neighborhood that I live in, every one of my neighbors is a spread of Arabs.
Well, that's not right.
Every one of them.
That's not right because
They feel like you can't trust them.
You know what?
You can't trust the white man.
You know,
first.
that is what the media, the white media has put into you.
Don't trust the white man.
The first person you don't want to trust is the white man.
Oh, we don't trust the white man.
Oh, it looks like
better not trust
it
him.
looks like you trust the white man more than the Arabs now.
Because the white man has the CNN to tell you who not to trust.
Please.
This is so big, owned by a black man.
And see, there was a Arab working for AT&T. He came over in our area, and you should have seen how the people, they just didn't like him being over here.
Yeah, that's not right. But you know what? They make a lot of money in Saudi Arabia. All this one they're doing, common people don't even know what's going on. Bush and his minister, before he can shake the hand of the Saudi, his hand will be shivering because he's thinking about the dollar. Because the sheikhs, they got the money, they got the oil. You got to know what's going on. The Bush family is making money from oil well. The Bush family has a business with the Bin Laden family.
You know that?
Did you know that?
Yeah, I went on my computer and I found out a lot
that's
about
good. See,
that.
Do some research.
You're smart. That brother who called earlier on, he probably just read the newspaper and the TV and he got all the story. I sleep on the internet. I read over 30 different countries' newspaper daily.
Well, I go on the computer and I get a lot of information from there.
Thank you.
Good.
But when they showed that, I was confused.
Keep that on. Thank you very much. Okay. We see. Next we call again and let's update ourselves.
We have to. We really have to know who are the terrorists. Is it the KKK? Is the terrorist? Is it the militia a terrorist?
In Montana.
In Montana, are they terrorists? We got to know, is RIA, are they the terrorists? We got to know who terrorists is.
One last call.
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, quickly. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, you know what, I want to comment on that brother talking about the draft earlier. First of all, they already got a draft for black folks. You can't get no job out here. So the white man don't have to have no draft for the black man.
It's true.
Black man can't get no job. They got two institutions that they want black folks in, especially black men. That's jail and the military.
And the military.
That's been an old standard thing.
Guaranteed
job. You got all these fools running around talking about they Americans. And let me give y'all Americans an example. If somebody knocked on your door and they said, I'm an American, who you gonna think they gonna look like? They're going to look like somebody from England. They ain't going to look like a brother or a Latino or something like that. And all you fools, you're fighting for white supremacy. You're fighting against your own interests.
Thank you.
Because, it's like y'all said, they want to live under the boot of the white man. You know, the white man done control these Negroes so much, he got them wanting to lay at his feet and keep his feet warm. Just like they used to use black people in the old Southern days.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. We're out of time.
We better realize they got spots for us, but it ain't the spot we want to go to. And black folks better start realizing we better look to Africa, understand it in a better way.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. In fact, that's a good way to round this program. You know, good advice to our brothers and sisters. Wake up, read some more. Learn the facts.
Don't just
ask
follow.
yourself a question. Why does Prime Minister Aaron Sharon cancel his trip on September the 10th? Why is there 4,000 Jews did not show up at work at the Trade Center? Why? And on that why, I'm saying bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my brothers and sisters.
See you next week.
We'll see you again. See you at the Yam Festival, 11,150. San Pablo Avenue, Sunday, 1 p.m. Be there for the Yam Festival. Nigerian people celebrating. Come and eat with us. Thank you.
well. It sells me more than coffee, wishes me good.
The word coming out of Business to, .20 magazine. They say the bankruptcies get announced with depressing regularity these days. Intelligent, 350 Network, Conrad Communication, Exodus. The loss keeps piling up. 55 billion for JDS. More than 20 billion for Nortel Network. And the stocks, once the envy of the modern world, they said today it's just a gamble. So whatever happened to broadband, we're still.
Information based on the mailing date shows that the mail was mailed on the 8th of September, 3 days before the bombing of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. So, it's been alleged all along that suspicions are not being focused on Osama bin Laden of pouring the, terrorists in this time, mostly homegrown. Shall we now deduct that if planned this on the 8th of September and is still prevailing as the second form of terrorism, perhaps an inside organization that connived with whatever group which is still invisible to us that plotted this whole attack on innocent citizens from 80 countries in the world, including Nigeria? What's your take?
Well, Tunde, my take in all of this is this whole thing is very mysterious to me, both on the government side and the people side. We, the people. I feel substantial evidence has not been shown to we, the people, yet. Our governments have told us it's all classified. It's still in secrecy, and we don't want to jeopardize the investigation. War that's going on right now.
But how could they fight a war? And a war is like a judgment already passed, not even a jury trial. There's no trial. There's the war court. There's the Court of Hague in Netherlands, where issues of international offenses should be brought. I mean, definitely those involved in this should be brought to justice. There's no doubt. But at the same time, shouldn't there be a due process before bombardment on innocent citizens in Afghanistan?
This country was founded on due process, and the foundation of this country was based on justice, equality, free speech, and the First Amendment and the Bill of Rights, which is what the foundation of this country was all about. That is what the attractiveness to America from people from other parts of the world, why people come here, is to seek that freedom and justice. Now, having been said that, however, I'm a little bit disappointed with, especially the media. Most of the media are already judging bin Laden and what's going on and call them terrorists.
Let's even talk about the home issue. Barbara Lee, our congresswoman, voted against war. And she's been targeted by most medias, including the Fox, O'Reilly Factor, Bill O'Reilly, and many other people, and criticized the congresswoman who was elected by a district which has now demonstrated again in Berkeley that we are anti-war.
Yeah.
By a 5-4 decision, they voted against that war.
Yeah.
So which means Barbara Lee was simply carrying out the duties of her constituency. Why is she receiving threats by Americans?
Well, because they feel if you are against this war, you are unpatriotic. And they perceive Barbara Lee as being unpatriotic.
So so the issue is patriotism over democracy, freedom of speech, freedom of rights of individual. Wouldn't this trickle down to Africans who might be against what is going on here in the United States in the near future?
That is why I say I'm a little bit
this.
disappointed that the bedrock of the foundation of this country was based on democracy.
I think this is going to be more than being disappointed. We are running out of time. I think this is going to be a serious issue of concern that Africans need to bring up, discuss. But we shall take this up at the Africa Beat program on Saturday, 1 p.m. Please tune in and we'll dialogue in more details. It's our program. You can give us your... Look forward to talking to you. Thank you. Back to you. Presenting to you today a special guest of ours, all the way from Nigeria, and some issues that you will learn more about today, which is not really out there. But before we get to that issue and our guest, we do want to share with you the latest developments in the world out there in the continent of Africa. And I think Tayo would start with one of the stories here we have here, and I'll give you some briefing. And there will be a brief analysis of our point of view, our opinion, our editorial about what's really going on. Tayo, go ahead.
Well, as you know what's been going on in the country about the terrorists, so-called terrorists. We don't really know who did it yet. There's no proof out there. I mean, the government has not showed us any proof who has done this terroristic act. But in Africa, anyway, this is Africa Beat, so we're giving you views of African countries and how people feel about it. In Libya, Gaddafi says the U.S. anthrax is the worst form of terrorism. In Tunisia, he was speaking there. The Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi condemned the use of anthrax in the United States as the worst form of terrorism and called for international actions to tackle this very dangerous situation. He said we are facing a genuine terrorism this time, not obviously what he's saying there, and since we haven't seen proof yet, legitimate proof that bin Laden actually was involved in the September 11th terror in New York and Washington. He's saying that this anthrax threat is the worst form of terrorism and is the real terrorist act that we must really do something about. Because this weapon is the worst form of weapon of mass destruction, he says. Gaddafi, who has often assailed and criticized the United States for its policies in the Middle East and elsewhere, urged the world leaders to put aside their differences and come together and pay whatever the price needed to stop this dangerous act. That's the anthrax, because he feels and believes that that's the real, true terrorism.
Anthrax, talking about anthrax, and of course, they were swift to know who bombed or who crashed into the Trade Center, but they've not been able to detect anthrax. This is chemical, this is very scientific, and the mail system, mail rooms have cameras and everything. Can they track the guy dropping the mail in the box or something? Maybe they should find who did this. This is what's going on in Kenya. For example, Kenyan authorities have confirmed that a letter that was received in Nairobi is contaminated with this anthrax, but says that 2 others that was sent to Kenyan capital has tested negative for the bacteria. The Kenyan Health Minister, Sam Ongeri, said that anthrax spores were found in a letter received by a Nairobi family. The letter was mailed from Atlanta, the state of Georgia, on September 8th. I want you to note, September 8th. We're going to go into details about that. And that is 3 days before the U.S. attack on the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. It is the first confirmed case outside the United States during the current anthrax outbreak. You know, I brought the issue of the 3 days before the attack because emphasis is now laid on Afghanistan, Bin Laden, and who did it, who didn't do what. If anthrax had been plotted before the attack, I want the audience to think that, and they have not linked the anthrax with the terrorists Bin Laden and his group. So is Bin Laden and some internal terrorists organizing or conniving together? So what's really going on? That's why we say here on Africa Beat, find out more facts before you know, it's okay to fly the flag. We all should be patriots, but don't be blindly patriotic. Don't be led into a dungeon. I have a 19-year-old son. I keep saying, I don't want my kid to go to war.
So the question now, Tunde, are you saying now that there must have been some sort of a link?
There's got to be a link
between the anthrax sent on September 8th and the bombing occurred September 11th. Now, at the moment, they haven't correlated and say the terrorists, the people who did the terrorist act, which are Arab-looking faces, are not the same people that's responsible.
So all of them want to terrorize America at the same time. So is this? They've definitely said there's no Arab suspicion yet in this. So what's really going on?
There's no Arab suspicion on the anthrax.
On the anthrax,
but they know who
happened.
But they're sure Bin Laden was involved in the one who did the September 11th terrorism.
Think out there, and I know you're going to call later on. We should talk more about this. We are going to have a lengthy discussion today with 3 special guests. And before I actually invite them, I just want to give you this brief announcement about this whole issue. Congresswoman Barbara Lee has been the only lone voice in the Congress. She voted for no war on this issue. More information should be gathered before any action taken. It was too much of a haste. Now, she is being targeted everywhere. Those of us who support her are coming together on Sunday. This is at the community support gathering, and the subject is for Barbara Lee. And we are asking people to join Nancy Nadell, the city council member of the Oakland City Council, and the Alameda County Board of Supervisor, Keith Carson, as part of the People's Non-Violence Response Coalition. Participating will be Alice Walker and Danny Glover. Hey, this is a chance for those of you who want to see the movie start to meet with Danny Glover. Reverend Eloise Oliver, the East Bay Church of Religious Science Reverend. The Reverend J. Alfred Smith, Senior and Junior, and several other speakers will be at this event. So come and join us tomorrow. This is Sunday, October the 21st. The time will be 2:30 to 5 p.m. And the venue, definitely, you need to know. Frank Ogawa Plaza, downtown Oakland, at 14th and Broadway. Okay, so please be there. Come and show your support for Barbara Lee. The crowd is needed because she's alone in Congress. Her life has been threatened. She's standing for us, for her constituency. You have to stand for her now. I will be there.
That's true.
I hope you're there.
Please come.
Thank you very much.
Show your solidarity on that.
And now I'm going to be introducing my guest for today. First, I have the High Chief Priest himself. He's going to be joining me right on my seat next to me here. Chief Priest Ifagbemishola Olalekan Atonda, the Ashiwaju Agbaye, that means the world leader, Are Alasa of Oshogbo land. Please join us here. Cindy, we're going to need you to add the members to the camera. Chief Atonda is the founder We have two more people joining us, and in the sequence, please, sister, just come and take a seat. And brother, please pull that chair closer, very closer, as much. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Okay. This is again. This is Africa Beat, and we are presenting to you something different. You've seen a taste of it last time. We had two of our guests here who presented the African traditional religion before the arrival of Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, any other religion. African people had their own way of reaching the same God Almighty. Nobody knows about it. We now follow other ways. Nothing wrong with their other ways. But what about our way? This is what we're going to be talking about today. As I was saying, Chief Olalikon Atonda is the Asiwaju Agbaye, the Ààrẹ Alasa of Yoruba Oshogbo land, the founder and president of Hataf International, a worldwide healing and teaching temple of indigenous African faith. That's we need that in our life, especially at this crucial time. Also, we have with us on our right-hand side, to Tayo's right, is Babalawo Shongodare Fashino. And you're definitely welcome.
Yes, you're welcome.
And Chief, please, let me shake your hand before I forget. Because I want to get some of that power. Thank you very much for coming. And of course, you, my brother, you are in the education committee and the staff member of Hataf. And of course, you have a lot of work to do to educate our brothers and sisters who are lost here, and nothing wrong with the other religion, but sometimes maybe you are reaching the Almighty through another language. He don't understand. You might have to speak your own language. There's nothing wrong with the Jews speaking Hebrew, the Shinto speaking Chinese, the Buddhists speaking Japanese. African should speak Yoruba. So that's what we are here to share. And also we have our sister, Yaonifa, if I'm correct. Fafum Minire, Ifa Ofum Minire. That's very good. You know what that means? I know you don't.
Those are some serious names, man. No. These are powerful names.
You should name your daughter. I'm telling you. And join the Hataf.
Yes,
you are also a member of the Hataf education committee.
Yes.
And we are definitely delighted to have all of you here. Chief Atonda, welcome back from Nigeria, and I know you have good messages from Nigeria.
Tunde, the last time they were here, we started the show by some prayers, especially now that what's been going on around. I think maybe we should do that.
Of course. Chief, we definitely need Adura.
Yes, serious.
Thank you very much. Eriwo ya. Eriwo ya. Eriwo ya. We call on God, the Lady Mary, and all the deities. So please come in attendance to reign peace in this